Welcome to the Housing Insider, the place where we explain what's really happening in the housing and home building industry, the things most people never see. If you've ever driven past a construction site and wondered why builders rush to pour foundations, there's actually a very important reason, and it has almost nothing to do with speed. Have you ever driven past a new neighborhood and noticed something strange? One week it's just dirt, and the next week there are foundations everywhere. It almost looks like builders are rushing to pour concrete as fast as possible. But the real reason has nothing to do with speed. It has to do with money and construction loans. Most people assume home builders just have piles of cash sitting around to build houses. But that's usually not the case. Most large residential developments are financed using something called a construction loan. This loan typically covers land development, infrastructure, and the vertical construction of homes. But here's the key thing most people don't realize. Builders don't receive the entire loan up front. Instead, the money is released in stages called draws. A draw is basically when the bank releases a portion of the loan after certain milestones are completed. For example, a typical draw schedule might look like this: foundation complete, framing complete, rough mechanicals complete, drywall installed, final completion. Each time the builder reaches one of those milestones, they submit documentation and inspections to the bank. Once approved, the bank releases the next portion of funds. Now here's where foundations become extremely important. In many construction loan agreements, the first major draw happens when the foundation is complete. That means once the concrete is poured and inspected, the builder can finally submit their first draw request, recover construction costs, and start cash flow on the project. Before that moment, the builder is typically paying for a lot of early work out of pocket. Things like excavation, grading, utilities, forming the foundation, rebar, and concrete. So when the foundation is poured and approved, it unlocks the first major payment from the lender. And this is a huge deal, because in construction, cash flow drives everything. Developers may be carrying millions of dollars in land and development costs. Every week that money sits without a draw, interest is accruing, holding costs increase, and the project gets more expensive. By getting foundations poured quickly, builders can move the project into the next financial stage and start reimbursing those costs. This is also why you'll often see builders pour multiple foundations at the same time. They're not just building houses, they're managing financing schedules. Once foundations are poured across several lots, the builder can submit multiple draw requests to the bank. That helps stabilize cash flow and keeps the project moving forward. There's also another practical reason. Once foundations are complete, the builder can begin scheduling framers, plumbers, electricians, HVAC crews. Those trades are often booked weeks or months in advance, so foundations act as the starting point for the entire construction timeline. So the next time you drive past a new neighborhood and see foundations being poured everywhere, it's not just construction moving quickly, it's also construction financing at work. Because for builders, the foundation isn't just concrete. It's the moment when the project finally begins to generate cash flow.